Hi guys, my name is Meads. This is going to be a review for Revoltech's mini Venom Snake. This is from Metal Gear Solid number 5, The Phantom Pain. And I think this game is coming up. To be honest with you guys, I have not played Metal Gear Solid, any of the iterations of it, but I'm quite familiar with it. I've seen my cousin play it, and along with other gameplays. It's really cool. It's one of those very iconic game characters. And in particular, I really like this particular one. Lately, I've been getting more Revoltech minis. They don't have that ratchet joint that Revoltech has, which I like about them. And they're small enough, and it comes with a variety of weapons, which is really cool. And hence why I'm getting more of them. Alright, so again, this is gonna be a blind review, so I do apologize if certain things I'm not too familiar with, or maybe I'll call it something else. Yeah, and actually, a couple of I've seen a couple of comments in my channel in regards with that, and I will create a separate video about that in terms of doing research before you're doing a review. And yeah, I'll make a video separate for this. Anyways, getting back to this, so here we go. We got Venom Snake. I think it's also Big Boss, and among other nicknames he has, or code names. And this one looks really awesome. A lot of accessories, as you can see here on the back here. Actually, I already got a chance to play with it. Some of the parts of in terms of accessory didn't really show, or the instruction was a little vague, so I may have to play around with it. And it doesn't really help if I can understand Japanese. Some are in Japanese instructions. Anyways, that's it for the box. Let's take a look inside. Alright, so we have Snake here, or Venom Snake. And it comes with your typical stand here, which just pegs in on the bottom of this hole. And you have this nifty action base, which is really cool. And it's actually the first time I'm seeing this like a rectangular piece, and I think that kind of gives it a little bit more stability. Yep, since it doesn't topple over, or yeah. But interesting enough, this is a light figure. It's a small, and typically this will work great for bigger figures. Yeah, so something interesting that I noticed. Alright, so most likely I'm gonna be using this base to keep him standing. It's a little hard for him to stand on his own. Right, so yeah, this looks great in terms of mold, paint app, really cool. And someone's gonna ask how tall this guy is. About 4.5 inches. Yep. And this is Revoltech Mini. It's smaller than your typical Revoltech, which is about 6-inch figures. Yep, so 4.5. And I did notice that my right shoulder does pop off quite often. I'm not too sure if the peg is just not long enough, or it's just too loose. What I typically do is kind of just push it in, get in there, and it stays in place. And actually this part also pops off quite often. So in the review you'll see that. But yeah, it is what it is. I'm not sure if it's just an isolated issue with mine. Anyways, moving on, let's start this review. We got the face here. Really cool. And just take a closer look at this. There we go. It actually has blue eyes. And it does have the gimmick. Just grab that. There's a tool, and I think it works with other Revoltech minis. They've adding this gimmick where you can move the eyes. Yep. And to do that, you basically pop this head off. Actually, before we get to that part, on the back here, the way they've added this back part of the hair looks really weird. Yeah, it's just weird. Anyway, so once we pop this off, just kind of wiggle it out. There we go. So you get the neck joint right there, and that's how they've added that joint. And you'll see the white piece there and that's where you use this to move that around. I'm not gonna do that since it's kind of hard to center that eye sometimes. And you kind of see the joint on the side. Let's put this back in. Make sure you push it all the way inside there. Wiggle it. And there you go. So it has some nice details in terms of the molding, even the paint. This is really small. Again, it's the Revoltech Me. Yeah, I really like this. In terms of articulation, you can move the neck side to side, down, and fairly down. Get that crazy neck joint there, and yeah, even up. Oh, there we go. And also, there is for Venom Snake, there is that shrapnel stuck on his skull. Yep. Not quite sure what the background story in that one is, but it's one of those, you know, something that you know, like, oh, that's crazy. There's shrapnel in there. Alright, so there's also a few accessories that goes with the head, and one of which is right here. So let's zoom out a bit. So you got this cool shades or visor, and has a copper or metallic color to it. Yep. And also you have this segment here, which kind of just goes over, or actually you can have in this position where the bottom part, yeah, and it goes under his chin, and this kind of acts like to cover his mouth. And if I can get it there somewhat, I had a little difficulty with this. There we go. It's kind of like a shoulder or something, scarf. Just cover his mouth or nose. Yeah. It's not quite as secure. Sometimes I had a problem putting this on. There you go. Some nifty gimmick. Otherwise, you have the torso here. It's kind of restrictive. I'm not quite sure, but this joint here does. But I mean, it allows you to turn side to side. You know, the waist. Then you have the shoulder joint. You can rotate it right there, where this right keeps popping off. Then you have a ball joint there, which the left one tends to pop off. I believe, actually, I don't think there's a swivel other than the ball joint there. And you got the really nice insignia on his little shoulder. Let's see if we can zoom in here. There we go. And it says Diamond Dog, or Diamond Dogs. Yeah, really cool. And yeah, I really need to figure out how to fix this problem. Either maybe put some clear coat on that, make the joint tight. But yeah, that joint just needs to be a little longer. If you do have this Venom Snake, let me know if you have the same issue as mine. I'm kind of curious. Anyways, you have the prosthetic arm here on his left. Kind of interesting how he got that. So aside from his shrapnel on his forehead, prosthetic arm. It's kind of cool though. Kind of remind me of Full Metal Alchemist. And you get some, what do you call this? A scar here. 90-degree elbow bend. You got the wrist joint. It's on a straight peg, which is nice. And you can move it back and forth. So you got a rocking motion there. Same thing with this other side. Now on the waist, we got quite a bit. You got a water canister, pouch here, and a gun holster. You'll notice I put actually this is electrical tape because if you grab the pistol here, it might be not sure what kind of pistol. It might be a Beretta or not too familiar with but we'll just call it a pistol. So it kind of just pegs in there. This one, if you put it on without this tape, it tends to slide out because there's nothing to hold it. And just adding that helps it stay in place. So just a little tip. There's a slit there, and this allows you to, let me see if I grab the, bear with me. I just gotta just spill all the accessories on my table here. Probably not a good idea. Alright, so basically you have this kind of like a dagger, and you can reach it out, take this out, and you have another piece here which is without the blade, and you got the knife here, or the dagger. Actually, it's more of a knife. Tactical knife. There we go. It's actually quite nice. But this does tend to pop off from time to time, so I'll probably just leave it off. Yeah, I'm not really as secure. I thought the whole thing would just go in, but only a segment of it. That's why it doesn't stay. And you got this strap that's kind of just dangling. Yep. I'm not sure why, but it's there. Moving on, we have the waist here, or the legs. You do have a swivel here. It's kind of like the shoulder joint, you know, with the Revoltech joint system. Iconic to Revoltech, I guess. You have a certain limitation on the angle of the legs, and they usually have this weird pose, which is actually, some people like it. Actually, for me, it depends. Yeah, where they kind of, sometimes they have the pelvic thrusted forward, or sometimes just on the back, kind of like in this pose here, and they're always hunched. Moving on, we have the knee joint, which is not too bad. There we go. And you get the ankle here, and you have the straight back, which gives you a swivel for wide stance. Yeah, really great. Right, so moving on, I think we already covered that part. Let's go over the other accessories and different hands. Right, first accessory is his iconic cigar, the Phantom cigar. So we're gonna use this particular hand here, and it's the cigar with a red end. So it's like lit. Now this cigar is, just from the size of how he's holding this, it's actually quite huge. It's a huge cigar. Yep. Just take this out here. And I really like the straight pegs. Pops out quite easily. Stays in place. Yep. So here we go. Got that pose where it's puffing a smoke. There we go. It's quite cool. I'm not a smoker myself, and actually I try not to promote smoking. It's bad for your health, but in a certain aspect of the game, or it's been a culture where people smoke, you know, I've actually just accepted it. Just I prefer not to smoke myself. There you go. Let's see what else we got here. Other than that, we also have, let's take this out. They call this the iDroid. Basically his radio or communicator. Some nice details to it. Now, I think, there's a couple of, I think this is what he used this for. There's also a peg in there. I'm not sure what that is. Maybe for other Revoltech mini accessories, but see if I can get this thing here. So the thumb kind of goes under that orange part. And there we go. He can press it and communicate. Yep. Sure, quite nice. What else we got here? Well, we have this hand here, which might be for the tactical knife. Yeah, or something. Actually, you can even use just a regular hand for holding the pistol. It's the same way too. Yep. And that knife is actually quite nice. Alright, so other than that, last one is this one here. And it's for your pistol and your other weapons. There we go. And moving on to the left is prosthetic arm. We have a variety of hands here, but most of them, just kind of show you, they all have that trigger finger gesture. It's kind of confusing which one goes to which. I'll go with this one. Yep. And this is more for just you know, guiding his shots. Yeah, I gotta find a way to fix that. And kind of just supporting his hold here with a pistol. Yep. There we go. Alright, you can actually, you know, hold it in there, get a firmer grip, and that looks great. Yep. Alright, so the next weapon we'll look into is this rifle here. Now, this is kind of interesting. It does have bag holes, maybe for a strap, but which this does not include. I'm not sure why they have that there, but maybe an option that they thought of adding but didn't. Along with this one, you have your magazine here. Yep, and at first, like, where do you put this in? There's actually a small piece there, like a rectangular piece that you have to take out, and luckily I didn't cut my nails yet. I will. So in there's a little peg. Just put it on, and there you go. Now also on this gimmick, you can remove the stock, and maybe later on you can interchange it with other weapons. There is a Soviet soldier coming out. They probably have weapons also, and you can just use that to interchange. Really cool. Likewise, to put this on, we're just gonna interchange that. Same hand. There we go. It's just become a little looser, so we're just gonna try to get that there. And we're gonna support it over here by the barrel. And there we go. So this is really nice. I like how they work with the hands. You know, the one on the left, it's not too bad. Yeah, quite nice. All right, so let's just put it here. And I think the last accessory is this guy here, the bazooka. Now this has some nice details to this. Really cool. I'm not too sure what this part here, but you do have a scope, you have a handle. Interesting. So for this one, we can still use the same pair of hands. And probably one point or another. Yeah, I'm really not sure which one this is probably for a pistol. Let's just try it on. I mean, as long as it fits there. Nah, this doesn't work actually. Maybe this one. Yeah. So we'll take this out. Well, this one is more for support. Maybe actually we're gonna use this one here. Actually, this one has a different, huh? Well, actually this might work. Try to put this thing on here. There we go. And this one here. Oh man, this shoulder. You know, aside from the shoulder, I mean, great figure. Anyways, here we go. So, see, the weird thing is, he has a patch on his right eye. And how do you look at that scope? He probably doesn't even use the scope on this. He just aims at it and shoots it. Yeah, there's no way for you to look at that scope. Kind of wish they made it the other way around for like a left-handed person, but yeah. Or if your left eye is your dominant eye. Yeah, it's weird. But yeah, I just want to point that out. I think that's about it. And that wraps up the review for Revoltech Mini Venom Snake from the Metal Gear Solid number 5, Phantom Pain. And I cannot wait for the game to come out. I'll be watching the gameplays. I'm not much of a gamer myself as of late. I'm not really good at those kind of games. But I do enjoy the storyline. And yeah, kind of curious, you know, what happened to him. Yep. Anyways, that's about it. I hope you guys like it. If you have any questions or if you have more information regarding this character, let me know. Put it in the comments. Otherwise, yeah, that's about it. Hope you guys like this review. And yeah, can't think of anything else to add. Alright, so until then, this is Meads. Thanks for watching.